In the previous class, we have studied regarding common source amplifier and some of the different parameters. In today's class, the common source amplifier with source resistance will be studied. It is similar to the previous circuit what we have drawn in the previous class, that is applying a signal voltage with the internal resistance R signal, and now here we are adding a source resistance to the source terminal. Now with the help of the equivalent circuit, we are going to determine with the help of the T equivalent circuit, we are going to define the different parameters of the source amplifier with the source resistance, like gate source voltage, output voltage, and output resistance, input current, and open loop voltage gain, and as well as the gain of the common source amplifier with the source resistance, and how the feedback resistance, that is especially the source resistance, will act as a negative feedback resistance, we are going to study here. Now I will draw the equivalent T model of this circuit with the help of the above figure, and that will the below figure represent the equivalent T model of the common source amplifier, and it is with a transconductance resistance G1 by Gm and source resistance Rs, and this is applying a signal voltage with R signal, and this is our gate terminal with the current source, you can say, that is I, which has been connected to the drain terminal, and across the output RD, that is drain resistance, and the transconductance resistance, and as well as the source resistance is added to the equivalent T model. And with the help of this is the resistance 1 by in the 1 by Gm in terms of transconductance, and this is our source resistance, and we are going to study or we can say we are going to find the different parameters of the our common source amplifier with source resistance with input is equal with Vi input, and assuming input resistance is equal to infinity, and once again the output resistance we are going to find it or not, output resistance or not, as well as output resistance or not. And figure A shows the common source amplifier with source resistance Rs without biasing circuit, without biasing details, and the figure B is the equivalent circuit with MOSFET represented by T model, and this is the MOSFET with the T model. And you can say now we will define or we can derive the different parameters of the common source amplifier with source resistance, and also find the overall voltage gain of the amplifier. And now for simplicity we are neglected the output the internal resistance of the internal resistance of the output, and for example from figure B you can say input resistance is infinity, and therefore the input voltage is almost appearing across the signal voltage. Here a fraction, since input resistance is infinity, and this thus Vi is equal to V signal, and only a fraction of Vi appears uh, Vi appears between the gate and source terminal, between the gate and source terminal, you can say. And hence now what we will do, it can be determined from the voltage divider which has been composed by the resistance 1 by Gm and Rs that appears at the amplifier input as follows, that is, now by applying the voltage divider rule we are going to find the gate source voltage VGS, that is VGS as equal to, it is the what the voltage at which it has been dividing, that is 1 by Gm into sum of the total resistance 1 by Gm plus Rs. So in this way we are going to determine the VGS voltage, that is gate source voltage, into its source resistance Vi. So now by applying the voltage divider we have divided the voltage between the gate and source voltage. Now with the help of this we can say the VGS is equal to 1 by Gm and by taking common out 1 by gm, 1 plus gm into rs. 1 by 1 by gm is going to get cancelled. Therefore vgs is equal to vi into vi divided by 1 plus gm into rs. Now this is a gate source voltage, thus we can use this rs to control the magnitude signal as VGS. Now the input voltage V0 is obtained. Now with the help of the figure we can say the input voltage V0 is now the output voltage V0 is obtained by multiplying the controlled source current I, where output voltage V0 is obtained by controlled source current I into the drain resistance RD, that is minus I into RD. Now once again the current in the source lead can be determined by using the total resistance in the series. And hence the current is equal to, what is the current? Current is equal to the input voltage divided by the sum of the total resistance in the source lead, that is 1 by gm plus rs. So you can say by substituting the or you can say simplifying this equation, I am going to get the current I as 1 plus gm into 1 plus gm into rs into vi. Now call this as equation number 3 and call this as equation number 2 and this as equation number 1. Now what we will do, thus the voltage gain AV0 can be found by the known equation, that is output voltage by input voltage, and hence the V0 by Vi, that is output voltage, is equal to minus I into RD divided by Vi. Therefore that is equal to Gm divided by 1 plus Gm into Rs into Vi into RD divided by Vi, and hence now the voltage gain, open loop voltage gain, will be equal to Gm into RD divided by 1 plus Gm into Rs. This is the open loop voltage gain, which can be also be expressed as AV naught as equal to minus Gm into RD 1 plus Gm into Rs. So this above equation you can say indicates that the resistance Rs reduces the voltage gain by the factor 1 plus Gm into Rs, and therefore we will find that the factor 1 plus Gm into Rs is the amount of negative feedback introduced by the Rs. Because of negative feedback action of Rs, it is known as source degeneration resistance. So once again you can say, in other words, the alternative voltage gain between gate and drain can also be is obtained, gate and drain, by considering the total resistance in the drain to the total resistance in the total resistance in the source. Therefore you can say, therefore voltage gain from drain to gate can be written as drain to gate can be written as total resistance in the drain to the total resistance in the source. Total resistance in the source. When this Rs is equal to 0, therefore then our equation 5 you can say is yields to AV0, that is open loop voltage gain of common source amplifier, then AV0 will becomes Gm into RD. Finally, when once again when if you will connect a load resistance for this circuit, at the output we can obtain gain AV using the open source voltage gain, that is AV naught, where our output resistance is equal to the drain resistance RD, and that when we will connect this output resistance is equal to RD in parallel with the load resistance, then the voltage gain is equal to RD in parallel with RL divided by into GM divided by 1 plus GM into RL. This is how we can find the voltage gain from drain to gate terminal, and this is regarding common source amplifier with source resistance. Now we will move to the next subtopic, that is MOSFET internal capacitance. MOSFET internal capacitance. MOSFET internal capacitance. MOSFET internal capacitance. Here there are basically two types of internal capacitance in the MOSFETs are there, and the first one you can say that is the gate capacitive effect, the gate capacitive effect, and the second one the source body and the source body and drain body depletion layer capacitance. Depletion layer capacitance. Hope you know the basics of MOSFET clearly. You have understood the basics of the MOSFET clearly, and I am going to explain now the gate capacitive effect. The gate capacitive effect, here in this gate capacitive effect, what is going to happen, the gate electrode, that is usually polysilicon, forms a parallel plate. Okay, in the gate capacitive effect, what is going to happen, the gate electrode forms a parallel plate capacitor with the channel. Okay, so in the gate capacitive effect, the gate electrode, that is polysilicon, forms a parallel plate capacitor with the channel, and oxide layer serving as the capacitor dielectric. Okay, your oxide layer, the oxide layer is serving as the capacitive dielectric. Capacitance value is usually denoted per unit area as COX. Now the second thing, that is the source body and drain body depletion layer capacitance. The source body and drain body depletion layer capacitance, these are the capacitance of reverse biased PN junction. Okay, reverse biased, these are the capacitance of the reverse biased PN junction formed. These are the reverse biased of the PN junction diodes, you can say. So the source body and drain body depletion layer capacitance are the capacitance of the reverse biased PN junction formed by the N source region. Okay, it is formed by the N source region, also called as source diffusion. This is usually known as source diffusion, and I hope you know the MOSFET behavior. N source diffusion and P type substrate. Okay, P type substrate. So it is P type substrate, and by the N drain region, substrate by the N drain region. N drain region means drain diffusion and the drain diffusion and the substrate. Okay, this is how we are going to explain regarding the source body and drain body depletion layer capacitance. Means these are the capacitance of the reverse biased PN junction formed by the N region, and that region is also called as source diffusion and P type substrate, and by the N drain region, that is the drain diffusion and the substrate. These two capacitors